The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
Race fans, coming up on Chase to the Checkered. Rain, rain, go away. Gray skies and constant drizzle forced the cancellation of last week's races. So this week, we're going to take an in-depth look at some of the things that are unique to Jennerstown Speedway. We're going to tell you all about one of the fastest growing series out there, the PA Legacies. Plus, we're going to show you how race fans can take a spin in a late model. So don't let a little rain stop you. Chase to the Checkered starts now.
Hi, I'm Barry McVicker. I'm from Boswell, Pennsylvania. Race fans, start your engines.
Race fans, welcome to a rain-soaked edition of Chase to the Checkered. 2 weeks ago, the crowd for the USAR Hooters Pro Cup had 82 degrees and sunny skies. This week, we got 50-something and nothing but rain. But fear not, race fans, the C2C crew is on the ball and ready to feed your need for local motorsports news. In this episode, we're going to take a look at some of the things that are unique to Jennerstown Speedway. What race fan hasn't dreamed of getting behind the wheel, revving the engine, and dropping the throttle in a late model stock car? Well, Jennerstown Speedway is one of only a handful of tracks across the nation that gives fans that chance. The Steve Peles Ride-n-Drive experience allows fans to learn some of the basics of driving a late model stock car on a short track. Steve Peles, who is also the president and general manager of Jennerstown Speedway, is the man behind the wheel. Steve's been in racing for about 25 years. He worked his way up through the ranks at the dirt tracks and moved himself up through to the asphalt. He raced at Jennerstown from 1987 to 1994. He also spent some time in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series.
We raced a little bit of Winston Cup from 79, 80, and 81. Dad always wanted to race on a Winston Cup Series, and ran Pocono, Dover, Delaware, Michigan, Daytona, and I got fortunate enough to do a lot of practicing on all those tracks. Even raced in the Dover, Delaware 500 and finished 19th. So we did pretty good for being 17 years old and pretty much scared to death the whole time we were doing it.
Steve was a division champion 4 times at Jennerstown Speedway. So if you're looking for someone to show you the ropes, Steve's your man. So, how did they come up with the idea to do a ride and drive experience at Jennerstown?
The opportunity came to us to lease the facility here at Jennerstown for the 2000 racing season, and right away we got to thinking it would be really nice if we had a race car that the fans and people could buy and experience the real ride and drive of a real race car. So many people would come up to me over the years and said, boy, I'd just like to take a couple of laps in the car and see what it feels like. So, we put our heads together over the winter and came up with the right race car, and it turned out to be a pretty good deal for everybody. Everybody enjoys it. We put a lot of people through the class. Nobody's been disappointed so far.
Plus, the car itself has a great history.
This particular car is a Port City chassis. It was manufactured out of Muskegon, Michigan. It's an all-pro series chassis. The only difference between this car and the car we race here on Saturday nights is this one's a 2-seater. And it's a great race car. Last place it raced competitively was at Bristol, Tennessee, on the high banks down there, and finished in the top 10. So it's a great race car. It drives real well here at Jennerstown. This car was actually bought by Neil Brown, our track champion. Neil bought it for the engine that was in the car and really didn't want the car. We really didn't want the engine, but we wanted the car, so it kind of worked out pretty good. We were able to make a good deal off of Neil Brown for it, and it turned out to be a great ride and drive car.
So with a fast car and an experienced instructor, the ride and drive experience is great for those looking to experience racing for a few laps, or for those who may be looking to jump in with both feet.
Chris Lester is one of the late model drivers that's competing here at Jennerstown. He was actually in the ride and drive last year and really liked it, and Now he's in our late model division. Another legacy driver, Joey Denowitz, he's done the ride and drive and also doing very well here at Jennerstown in the Legacy Series.
But you don't just jump in the car and roar around the track.
The ride and drive experience consists of a 15-minute walk around the car. We tell you all about the race car from the front to the back, answer any questions that you might have or any that your family has. And we take you out on the racetrack for 5 laps, you're riding, and I'll show you where to run on the racetrack, where not to run, where to brake, where to get on the throttle, where to get out of the throttle, and we'll bring you back in, put you in the driver's seat, strap you in for 10 laps, and you're on your own. We have a flagman up in the stands. My daughter Stacy does the flagging. The lights are on, the flags are running just like you're in a real race, and you're out on the speedway for 10 laps all by yourself. When you come back in, we'll put you back in the passenger seat, and we'll go 2 laps at race speed.
So, can just anyone get behind the wheel of the car?
There are some requirements you have to have. Usually for the riders, we require them to be at least 12 years of age, and for the ride and drive part of the class, we want you to be 18 years old and have a valid driver's license, and also be able to drive a standard chip.
This sounds pretty exciting. Anyone ever get a little crazy behind the wheel?
We had one guy come down pit row and got his feet mixed up. I thought he was on the brake, he was on the gas. Actually came down pit road faster than what he went on the racetrack. So now the new requirement is all shutdowns are on the back stretch. So that was probably pretty funny. It wasn't funny, but it is now. But he came down through here faster than he went anywhere. Oh God.
Okay, race fans, now we're gonna take you inside the car so you can ride along and experience a lap in the ride and drive late model car. Buckle up and turn up the volume. Wow, how cool was that? Our speed on that lap, just a little over 80 miles per hour. Actual race speed for a late model at Jennerstown, a little over 100 miles per hour. So if you thought your TV was flying there, you've got to experience this in person. So if you'd like to check out the ride and drive experience as either a passenger or a driver, call Jennerstown Speedway at 814-629-6677 to schedule an appointment or for more information. Plus, you can get more information about the Steve Peles Ride-n-Drive experience by going to stevepelesrideandrive.com. Coming up on Chase to the Checkered. We're not slowing down just yet. We're going to give you an in-depth look into the PA Legacy Series and tell you all about a division of racing that is unique to Jennerstown Speedway. This and much more when we come back to Chase to the Checkered. Welcome back to Chase to the Checkered. Another unique feature of Jennerstown Speedway is one of the divisions that races here, the Pennsylvania Legacy Series. While they do a handful of races at Motordrome Speedway in Smithton, the Covra Insurance Agency PA Legacies are a part of Jennerstown Speedway's NASCAR Weekly Racing Series lineup. The Allison family has contributed a great deal to motorsports throughout the years. The legendary Donnie Allison is a NASCAR icon, and his family is continuing the tradition.
The Allison Legacy car is manufactured by the Allison brothers, which are Donnie Allison, famous Winston Cup drivers, sons, Ronald, Donald, and Kenny. They started this spec series as an affordable way for the average person to get involved in racing. In 1996, Pennsylvania Legacy Series was formed by purchasing 5 cars. We had a few races that year, and it's just grown since.
Pennsylvania is one of over a dozen states to host the Allison Legacy Series. Legacy cars are featured at motorsports venues all along the East Coast, the Great Lakes, and as far west as California. All cars, regardless of where they race, are held to the same standards and guidelines, making it easy to compete in any legacy feature at any of the tracks. The Allison Legacy car is 3/4 the size of a late model and comes in either the Ford Taurus or Chevy Monte Carlo body style. While these cars look the same as their bigger brothers in the Winston Cup, there is one major difference. The engines in these cars are sealed.
The sealed engine in a legacy car is a Mazda 2200 series engine. Aluminum head, 2-barrel carburetor, and like I said, we're all sealed, starting with the oil pan. And then you go as far as the head sealed to the block, and then you have the intake sealed to the head, and the carburetor sealed to the intake. So none of that can be changed. So that takes away from all the mechanics' hands, fingers, all their ideas, and I call them their brainstorm ideas of what they can do to make it run faster.
In addition to making an even playing field with the sealed engines, the overall cost to buy and maintain a PA Legacy car is a fraction of most other types of race cars.
A new car complete race ready is $16,800 plus delivery and can be here within 4 to 6 weeks. Used cars are going for right around $10,000, and compared to the local late models, it's about 1/4 of the cost.
I like this series and the car itself because it's not expensive. If you keep the car out of trouble, you can continue to race for a minimum as high as, say, $3,000, $3,300 a year. You know, that's your tires, fuel, and sometimes your motels to stay or whatever.
Well, the thing I like about this car being, everybody being equal, is like me being a rookie, right now I know my car is capable of winning. And so it's me. Out there on the track, if I can't beat the guy in front of me, it's because my skills are lacking and my skills of setup is lacking. So it's my fault that I'm not winning, basically.
So what kind of drivers get behind the wheel of a PA Legacy car?
The Pennsylvania Legacy Series has competitors from all over Pennsylvania, Ohio, Connecticut, and the New England states. The range of age is anywhere from 14 to 64 years old. There's high school students, business people, retired business people, those who have always wanted to go racing and couldn't afford it. This type of a car is great. You change the oil every couple of weeks. You go out and take the polish to it once a week and check the nuts and bolts to make sure nothing's going to fall off of it, and you're ready to go racing the following weekend.
You have people using this as a stepping stone to go on, and then you have people that love racing and love the affordability of this, and they can come into this and fulfill their dreams of racing. You know, I mean, this is kind of what I'm doing in it, and I don't expect to go on to Winston Cup or any other higher division really, and I'm pretty well satisfied with this division. You know, I could stay racing this for a good while.
With the affordability of the PA Legacy Series, the car's ease of use and maintenance, and the ever-growing field of drivers, the future looks bright for this up-and-coming division at Jennerstown Speedway.
I think it's got a pretty good solid base here, and I think there are going to be more people interested in it just because it's affordable. There's the competition's getting better, and it's we put on a show.
Now we have a lot of good young drivers right now. You're looking at 14 to 18-year-olds, and quite a few of them are really running hard.
The Pennsylvania Legacy Series is something that I'm proud to be a part of, proud to be the manager of. When you walk up to the stands prior to your feature event and people know who you are, that makes me proud to say that I am a part of this series.
If you would like more information on how to get involved with the Pennsylvania Legacy Series, contact Mary Ann Boyer at 724-459-0797, or you can visit www.allisonlegacy.com. Coming up on Chase to the Checkered. It's been a while since we've seen the Legacies and the other divisions at Jennerstown's NASCAR Weekly Racing Series, so we thought we'd bring you up to speed with where everyone stands in Chargers, late models, street stocks, and pro trucks. We'll have all that coming up Plus, we'll tell you what is happening tonight and in the upcoming weeks at Jennerstown Speedway. So stay where you are. Chase to the Checkered will be right back. Welcome back to Chase to the Checkered. Well, it's been 3 weeks since we've seen the action of the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series at Jennerstown Speedway. So we thought we'd bring you up to speed with where everyone stands in the points. First, let's check out what is going on in the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Truck Division at Jennerstown. Marion Reno Jr. won the last feature at Jennerstown, the inaugural Tommy Gale Memorial 64, but Todd Price in the silver and black 96 truck still holds a 4-point lead in the point standings. Somerset's Josh Kokenauer follows in second. Aaron Will and Dave Brunel round out the top 5 in points. But keep an eye on Dave Merrow in the number 69 truck. He's been to victory lane once this year, and he's looking to make a comeback. Joe Kelly, Dustin Blank, and Dave Manns round out the top 10 in the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Trucks. Now, let's move to the Sen West Street Stock Division. When they last raced, number 14 Adam Kostelnik got by number 21 Johnny Jones and stayed out of George Nicola Jr.'s fenders to win the race at Jennerstown. The win helped move the Pit Karen driver up in the standings. Kostelnik's only 10 points behind the points leader, Richard Nicola. With the standings being this close, we're sure to see some great action as Kostelnik looks to repeat as champion of the Sen West Street Stock Division. He'll have to get by drivers like George Nicola Jr. and Dink Colarusso to get there. David Tavermina, Jason Holder, Roger Onstead, Robert Young, Johnny Jones, and Robert Smith round out the top 10 in the Sen West Street Stocks at Jennerstown. Here's what's going on in the 96.5 Mountain Charger Division. Number 7, Chuck Slate took off with the last Chargers race, but North Huntington's Curtis Stewart Jr. worked the number 55 through the pack, got by Slate, and was on his way to victory lane. That helped keep Stewart on top of the Charger Division's points. But Travis Smith in the number 94 car is hot on his heels and only 10 points behind. Phil Grubbs, Chuck Slate, and Justin Lasky round out the top 5. Robert Fisher, Scott Bowman, Michael Gillett, Dwayne Knoll, and Greg Praisner finish up the top 10 drivers in the 96.5 Mountain Charger Division. On to the Cobra Insurance Agency PA Legacy Division. Joey Denowitz has been the dominant force in the division so far in 2002. He's won 4 out of the 5 features, but sometimes his desire to win gets him into trouble and into some people's bumpers. But as they say, that's racing. Denowitz, a native of Akron, Ohio, sits atop the Cobra Insurance Agency PA Legacy Division at Jennerstown. He is followed by Brett Boyer, Kyle Martell, Chris Brink, and Art McElhenney Jr. in the top 5. Dave Campbell, Bill Miller, Brad Grace, Kep Causer, and PJ Ehrlich round out the top 10 in points. In the past few races in the Wheeler Brothers AC Delco Late Model Division, it has been a close race with Neil Brown in the silver number 98 and Mark Smith in the number 94. But Brown has been coming out on top, getting the Coors Light Silver Bullet to victory lane 3 times this year. Barry Audi is hot on his tail in the number 75 Daniel Schaefer's car. Mark Catone, Brad Creighton, and the rest of the late model drivers are all gunning to get by last year's late model champ. Jamie Bolkovac in the number 92 Bud Light Monte Carlo has been a consistent top 10 finisher all year. Look for her to be up front as the season continues. Now, if Mother Nature decides to cooperate, here's what's happening at Jennerstown Speedway tonight and in the upcoming weeks. Tonight, Craftsman presents 5 division racing with twin 50-lap late model races. Plus, get ready for men's enduro and the return of the Super Mini Cup Series. Admission is just $15, and kids 12 and under are admitted for free. Next Saturday, it's Fan Appreciation Night, as First Commonwealth Financial presents 5 division racing, plus ladies enduro. Admission is just $5. Bring the whole family. Then, on July 6th, Dodge and Arzenberger Trucking presents CDL Night. There will be 5 divisions racing, twin 25-lap street stock races, men's enduro, and fireworks. Present your CDL license and receive half off admission. Also, there will be a best appearing triaxle contest. So get your rig shined up and get it to the Speedway on July 6th. Don't forget, for all the information about Chase to the Checkered, get to chasetothecheckered.com. Did you miss an episode of the show? Not home to see it on TV? No problem. Just order tapes online at chasetothecheckered.com. Plus, you can sign up for the C2C e-news updates, and we'll send information about the show to you before anyone else finds out. And, as always, don't wait for the action to show up on your TV. Get to Jennerstown Speedway and experience the action live. I'm Bubba Connor. Thanks for tuning in to Chase to the Checkered. We'll have all the action next week. We'll see you then.